O'Neill. She is a visionary CEO and founder of Wellness Eternal, Small Hinges.Health, and the groundbreaking Biohacking Index. We're definitely going to explore that in a moment. Now, Lindsay, you have such an amazing background. You wear a lot of hats, right? You're a thought leader in nutrition, wellness, biohacking, longevity. But what stood out to me was that you're a Harvard certified culinary medicine chef. So maybe next menu we can join you when you cook for us. Tell us a little bit, what is your ideal collaboration between science, medicine, and nutrition, and in which direction are we heading?
Thank you for that, and thank you, Janet. This has been an amazing day. I have a very similar story to Annabelle, although I am not a biologist. I am just a New Yorker who grew up in the tech world. So I got into the tech industry in 2001 in the nascent stage of the business. And what I found is that health and healthcare is kind of in that same stage right now. There's a lot of innovation, there's a lot of new exciting things that are happening, and not a lot of regulation. And so when I had my biggest year in the tech industry, I made over $1 million in 2013 during an IPO. I thought that I was at the height of my life, and I was very disconnected from everything, from myself, from God, from my purpose. And it was at that time that I actually got pregnant with my third daughter, and I was hit by a car when I was 7 months pregnant. And I had to go through the physical repercussions of what happened to me after that, but also my daughter started to get sick. And when you're living in New York and you have a lot of access to a lot of things and you're making a lot of money, you think, well, you know, I can just find the right doctor or the right drug or the right thing to get her better. And that didn't happen for me. I had to search high and low and spend almost all of my money and all of my time figuring out how to get this child to be better. And I ended up happening on this cutting edge technology. Some might call it a med bed, which combines pulse electromagnetic frequency, molecular hydrogen, and nasal cannula, and guided meditation, breath work, photobiomodulation, and vibroacoustic pulse, all in one bed. And I put my 8-year-old daughter into this bed, and she came out 30 minutes later, and the first thing she said to me was, "Mom, I'm not supposed to be the sick kid anymore. I'm supposed to be the healer." But it took me so long to find that. And I didn't even know, actually throwing her into this bed, I turned to my mom and I said, "Am I really doing this? This thing looks like a time machine from Mars." But it is safe and efficacious. And I have done a lot of research into these different modalities that are cutting edge. And the reason that I created the Biohacking Index is because there's so much out there. Where do you start? So it's verification, it's trustworthiness, and it's also the amplification of these amazing solutions that really need more mainstream knowledge and awareness.
And I believe your daughter is now 10 years old and a certified Reiki master.
Yes, she's level 2. She wants to do it.
That's cool. Now, Lindsay, you have already teased the Biohacking Index. I'm just, I guess, as interested as everybody here in the room in learning more about it, and how do you incorporate AI and big data?
Thank you. So I love that you are all about not just supporting but empowering women, because I have 4 daughters. I have 3 that I gave birth to, and then a bonus daughter. I have 10 sisters and 1 brother. He's the one guy out. But when I was originally entering into the biohacking world and the longevity space, I went to the Biohacking Conference. Dave Asbury hosts the Biohacking Conference every year. And I walked around the show floor, and there were hundreds of companies that I had never heard of before, doing lots of different things that I had never experienced. And I thought that this is a real opportunity, not only in an industry, right, to capitalize on an industry, but also to help as many people as humanly possible. But there is no directory, There is no Better Business Bureau for these companies, and many of the founders in this industry are doctors and scientists. They are not marketers, and so they don't know how to actually position their products in the marketplace. And coming from a marketing background, I was starting to bang my head against the wall saying, you have such a great product, but you've spent all of your money in R&D. Why don't you spend some money in marketing and position yourself? And they have no money. So I built a platform that is very cheap to list your business. It's under $1,000 a year. Thousands of companies can list their business. We have over 900 now listed on the index. And every month we have a panel of over 110,000 doctors, wellness center owners, and clinic owners who are essentially like our experts, right? Because they're the ones that are using this cutting edge technology for their patients. And they're the ones that are experiencing the transformation in health. So they're the ones that are actually rating and reviewing all of these technologies and all of these amazing solutions, wellness solutions on the Biohacking Index. And then once a month, we publish a Biohacking Index report. We showcase the top 10 companies. This report goes out across our whole platform. I'm actually a Forbes Business Council writer, as well as a Entrepreneur Magazine writer as well, and I've given TEDx speech. So, and I have a podcast that reaches over 3.5 million people in 187 countries. So we're really just trying to get the word out, because a lot of people just don't know what they don't know.
Absolutely. Well, that deserves a round of applause. Thank you, Lindsay. Last question to all of you in just a short Swiss minute. How could the audience here collaborate with you? Lindsay?
So I would love to work with everybody in this room. After listening to all of you speak, I would be honored to be your sister. I would be honored to be your partner in data. We are actively using the data that we're gathering, not just for efficacy and for reporting, but also to train the LLMs, so all of the learned language models, and so that all of that AI, which is a massive drain on our resources, which I had no idea until today. Thank you, Mr. Wood, for telling us that. Can be an actual asset to the upward movement of humanity, so we can all lengthen our telomeres and live better longer. And so if you would like to reach out to me, my website is lindsayoneill.com. That's LINDSAYONEILL.com.
Woo, thank you. On this note of collaboration, we're going to wrap up this panel, but as we said, let's disrupt, let's break down barriers, silos, let's go horizontal, all work together. This is definitely the most exciting time and era of our lifetime, and probably of man and womankind as well. So with that, give it up for Kelly, Lindsay, and Nick. Thank you.